Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Uncle Mad, Nephew P, along with me today. Tennessee Titans game day. We're about to make our way over to Nissan Stadium to watch the epic, huge, impactful, crucial showdown between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So much on the line today. Playoff implications, two perennial Super Bowl favorites playing head-to-head. What a game this is going to be. All that is obviously facetious. These two teams suck. Two of the worst teams in the league. Nephew P, give your assessment. What do you think of these two teams? What are your predictions for today's game?
They're probably gonna have low scores.
Low scores. So would you, if you were a betting man, would you bet the under on this game, that they would score the lower amount of points? Do you think they're going to score less points than whatever? I don't even know what the over-under is. Would you take the under for low points in this game?
Yes.
All right, so if you're watching this somehow, this is going to come out after the game's already played, but if you're somehow time traveling and watching this before the game got played, take the under per Nephew P, gambling expert Nephew P. Should be fun, though. I mean, like, at least, I don't know. If we can be crappy, we can be crappy together. This, like, series of games, the Titans-Jaguars, has to be just, like, the worst series in NFL history because, like, I feel like there's been, I'd say, like, the very first season, 99, when we were both, like, the two best teams in the AFC. Has there ever been a point in time when, like, both teams were, like, kind of good? I feel like they're always, more often than not, they both suck. But every once in a while, one's good and the other sucks. They're never both, like, top of the table fighting for one seed, except that one season. What a terrible series of games this rivalry is. And at least he's here. This will be fun. I'd rather have, I can't find him here than some doofus. But to the game we go. All right, so sadly, Slim & Huskies has been replaced by Little Caesars, but Nephew P was in the mood for pizza, and I'm not a hater on Little Caesars, so we're going to give it a shot. I think he's already dug in. Let's see here. What do we think? How is it?
Good.
Good. Nephew P's review. Officially, we're calling it good. All right, Detroit style. I like Detroit style. Fun up a taste. How about very sparse crowd today as the player introductions are going down. You can tell we've reached the IDGAF point of the season. You can also tell the teams reached the budget slashing part of the season because there was no pregame giveaway today, so they are just like, let's not spend any money, let's cut costs and get ready for next season. This has gotta be just about the least populated game we've had at kickoff. Ooh, Spears took a hit there. We're in the Guardian cap too. I mean, the upper deck is like empty in the upper deck.
Man, what a lick. Starting at quarterback for your Titans, number 8.
Who could possibly want to see this game, though? Titans putting a decent little offensive drive together. I'm probably jinxing it by trying to vlog it. So we've got an interception or a fumble coming up here. Ooh, that was a trickeration around the corner there. Got some space. Keep going. All right. Let's get 6 here. Oh, little toss screen to Cal Ridley. Get the corner. No, not quite. Oh, punch it in, boys. Get the edge. Find the edge. Oh, flag on the play. No! Ah, boo. Off. No. I'll have to review the tape. Not a whole lot on that one. Yeah, this is NWI time. Let's go. Flag! Yeah, we'll take it back. Now we'll take it back. Yeah, we screwed that last one up. We got to get a little makeup call there. Fresh set of downs. We may be setting a record for most plays like inside the 10-yard line on this series. Just go. Oh! little high, a little high.
Get that?
I did. I think 90% of this vlog is going to be this one little set of plays where we're trying to score a touchdown right here. Just punch it in. Just score it. Come on. And nothing. All right, third down, like 4.0 on this series. Come on, find something. Nothing. Looks like we're keeping the offense on the field. Looks like we're gonna go. Oh, Big Jeff's coming on. We got a Big Jeff, big set here. Maybe probably would have been smarter earlier in the plays here. Big Jeff is in. Got it. Nothing.
85 was wide open.
Jig open underneath and goes for the back one. Well, that was great. That was a great, 20 plays right there. I mean, Jig was so open. Team sucks, but at least we got Jelly Roll up there in the house cheering us on. 7 seconds left in the half of this epic showdown. Titans lead 3-0 Jaguars. Do they go Hail Mary here? Do they try to pick up a couple yards, use a quick timeout to maybe get a field goal? They get nothing. Intercepted! 1 second on the clock. 1 second on the clock. I don't think that's enough time to do anything, but what a play. Titans lining up like they may be thinking about trying something. And sack and fumble and nothing. We go to the halftime.
No, Will Levis is down.
And Will Levis might be hurt. And it's starting to rain. This is an absolute disaster. He's holding his shoulder. I don't like this at all. Rain is coming. 3-0. All right, it's 3-0 at halftime. You told everybody to take the under on this game. It was over-under was 39.5. It's 3-0. I think that might be the best bet of all time. You might be a gambling wizard right now. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Tennessee's doing good. They got 2 interceptions. They just got the one at 1 second left until halftime. But besides, yeah, they're doing good.
But they've only scored 3 points.
It's better than none.
I love it. We'll take that. I haven't been to the team store too much this season, but with Nephew P here, I thought we'd go pop in, see if there's any grab-and-go souvenirs, anything he wants to get. He's got a little spending money he can use in here if he finds any things he likes. First thing I see right out of the gates, I kind of like this little hooded jacket here. Not bad. I wouldn't mind this. $179. $180. Okay. Pass.
No.
Said you want a helmet? How much are the helmets? Check it out, see how much it is.
$200.
You just need $180 more and you can get one of those. These look comfy. These look comfy. It's just a tad bit colder today. Those probably be coming in handy, but it's actually not too terrible today. I found the perfect thing for Nephew P. Hang on, try it on. Wait a minute, let me put it up next to you, see how it looks.
No.
You want this little cheerleader? You said you saw that you were staring at the cheerleaders earlier. I thought that meant you wanted to be one. I'm very confused by this. Sending mixed signals, brother. This is crazy. Like a self-checkout now where you just dropped your items in this little bucket and it automatically knew what you were getting and then you could check out yourself. This is technology is wild. We're in the future. That was a crazy checkout experience how that worked now where they put the items in the bag before we checked out, just dropped the bag in that little bucket and it somehow automatically scanned everything we had and just paid and charged it. That was crazy. I wanted some popcorn. They got this nice souvenir bucket for only $11, which for normal stadium prices, that's not too terribly bad. Jaguars have taken a 10-6 lead. Titans have now got the ball back. 6.5 minutes, 6:46, whatever, is a long time in a football game, but this really feels like this is probably the last stand for the Titans offense because they have been absolutely pathetic today. If they don't get anything going here, it's probably ball game. There we go. Going. That's a good start. Titans have wound it down. 2-minute warning. Driven it down into the Jaguars' red zone. They're down 10-6. They basically made this only way we're going to win or lose right here. They've grinded it out. Nephew P, last drive. What are your predictions? Do the Titans get it done?
Yes.
He says yes. We'll find out. 10-6. 2 minutes left. All to play for. And by all to play for, I mean who's going to get a better draft pick. Oh no, the computer broke down. Ball game right here. Calvin Ridley had a first down easy. Just ran out of bounds, not paying attention to the ball.
Come on, man. Come on. You got it. No. Fuck.
Brain dead Calvin Ridley play on third down. Just caught the ball and ran straight out of bounds short of the first. It's like he's a sleeper agent from the Jaguars or something. This game should have been over like 5 different ways, but I feel like the Jaguars are trying to out-stupid the Titans. Middle penalty to save us the time back, so we're getting the ball back, minute left, 1 timeout. But I feel like this is just both teams trying to make us all stand out here in the rain for longer and be miserable. 4th and forever, last chance saloon. Only the Titans. Only the Titans.
Wow.
It's going to be a false start, so it's either only the Titans. MPF.
What the hell happened to MPF?
MPF for the win.
MPF, something happened right there. He was a rookie. He was good. Wasn't he?
I think like the first 8 games he was all right, and then he kind of started to fall apart slowly.
I remember he was high ranked on PFF and shit early.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Now 4th and long. Oh, nope, Jaguars going to take a timeout. Great, cool, great, perfect. Take 7, 4th and 50,000 million. Who gives a crap? Titans are going to screw this up somehow. Deep ball in, dropped, intercepted. Ball game one way or the other. Jaguars win. Titans suck. 6 points against the crappy Jaguars. Tennessee Titans, you are on the clock. And Brian Callahan, you are on the hot seat. Lost to the Jaguars at home, 10-6. Not just the Jaguars, but Mac Jones, backup quarterback for the Jaguars. This is the lowest of the lows. It doesn't get any worse than this, I hope. I mean, short of like a Titans player climbing into the stands and shooting me in the face, I can't imagine a worse result than this. Oh my God. Starting to get a little concerned that by the time new Nissan Stadium opens in 2027, there might not be any Titans fans left. Nephew P's already saying he needs a Tyreek Hill jersey for Christmas, so he's already off the bandwagon. He's a Dolphins fan for some reason, like a weirdo. That's what you get, Titans. Back to the parking lot. It's cleared out as early as I've ever seen it. Stadium was as empty as I've ever seen it for this game. Bengals are coming to town next Sunday. That is going to be an orange and black stadium. It's going to be a nightmare. They've been our biggest boogeyman for the last few years. Next Sunday is going to suck. Stuck? It's going to suck. Stay tuned for that vlog. It's going to suck. Before we head out, I'll do my full post-game rant when I get home. Right at the end of the vlog, I thought I'd give Nephew P a chance to get his post-game reaction rant in. Nephew P, give us the game summary.
They were doing good at the beginning, and then they just fell off at the end.
I mean, that is succinct, to the point, accurate, spot on. He's now 1-1 in attending Titans games. He came here last season for the Falcons game, Will Levis's first ever start. We won that game. So maybe the lucky charm of Nephew P is worn off, but he did get his best bet right today. He predicted it was going to be low scoring. He called it the under. The over-under was 39.5. He said take that under. He might be a gambling savant. We might need to tap his brain for some future best bets and gambling picks in the future. We'll keep an eye out for that, but the game was unfortunate. You want to show your swag off that you got? You got a little football, cool little football, $15 for that. You got the pin? Show the pin. This is one thing I thought was kind of cool. They had like an actual like game day commemorative pin for the game. So this is something you could like, you know, if you were collecting, you could start a collection. I don't know if they do this every game, but you could start a collection if they do it every game. Of like game day pins. It's like an official, like actually commemorative Spirit Week, Jaguars versus Titans. Never forget the epic showdown where the Jaguars beat the Titans 10-6.
They also got a duck. Some random little girl ran up and gave him a duck.
Got the duck?
I thought the duck was just a Jeep thing for us Jeep people, but apparently
Just randomly kids will give each other ducks in the streets.
Oh, how nice of you. Thank you so much. That's one bright spot in a day full of misery. Post-game rant time. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because there's not much I could say right now that hasn't been said over and over again at this point in time for this Titans team. And as always, you have to preface it with I'm just some dumb fan sitting in my little man cave office ranting about my sports team that hurts me and breaks my spirit each and every week. But I just got to text my friend. He said, I think you have to fire Callahan after this one. And I can't get there yet just because, like, I mean, so much inexperience. We probably got ahead of ourselves for this season, like any expectation. And I almost wish, like, you know, I wish we hadn't traded for L'Jarius Sneed. Wish we hadn't signed Cheeto Uzi. Wish we hadn't signed, you know, Calvin Ridley. These little pieces that make you think like you're really going for it, like you're really challenging. I wish we kind of would just like thrown a patchwork roster together and said, like, you know, everybody knows this is going to be just a crap, you know, work through it season. But there was enough, they did enough in the off season to just, this is the killer. They did enough in the off season to make you believe, to make you think like we're going for it. We're going to do something this season. We got lost in the sauce as fans. We forgot, oh yeah, this team is actually roster-wise, you know, really bad and starting from scratch. The one thing, and I've said it over and over again when it comes to Callahan, is that I think he and whoever else was involved in the decision-making process made a terrible decision in the way they assembled the coaching staff. Just that, you know, they all might be people who could someday be, you know, elite, high-level coaches in the NFL, but to assemble a coaching staff with so little experience was just a fatal flaw, I think, for this season. Like, you know, first-time head coach who was also calling plays for the offense for the first time. Offensive coordinator. He's not having to call plays, but he's a first-time offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator. First time he's ever been the defensive coordinator. Special teams coordinator. First time he's ever been the special teams coordinator. And when you get into the position coaches, I don't really know outside of, like, you know, obviously Bill Callahan was like the highlight one, the one like, oh, he was the one who's going to fix the offensive line and great guru. But I mean, like, for him to be the most experienced person, the guy that maybe could have brought some insight, some leadership, some guidance to the rest of the staff, given his track record of being nothing but a failure as a head coach at Nebraska, at the Raiders, at wherever else. It just feels like it. One of the key positions, somewhere, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, offense coordinator, should have just brought somebody in with any degree of track record, any degree of levity, who could like kind of tap Brian Callahan on the shoulder and be like, hey man, maybe this isn't the right call. Maybe, you know, when we're running the ball so successfully, we shouldn't throw the ball 20 times in the red zone to come away with 0 points. Like Nick Holes, our offensive coordinator, a couple weeks ago, we had the same crap happen where we had like a 4th and 1 from the goal line, ran 4 straight pass plays and got nothing. Had the same thing happen today. When it happened earlier this season, they said, hey, if, you know, you could go back and do it over, would you maybe mix in a run or change something different? And he said, no, we wouldn't do anything differently.
And that is the biggest issue I have with this coaching staff across the board is, you can make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. You're going to, especially with like new and experienced people, there's going to be issues. There's going to be mistakes. You got to learn from them. But like when you just bury your head in the sand and don't acknowledge the mistakes you made, that drives me freaking crazy. Colt Anderson last week, dumbest dumb boy in school, special teams coordinator, came out and said, this is not a direct quote, but he paraphrasing this, he said, they asked him, hey, the special teams, maybe there's been some cleanup in there, maybe things aren't as bad as they were early in the season. What have you done as a coach to adjust that? And he said something to the effect of, I think early in the season I assumed the players knew what to do, and now I've kind of changed that mindset. Like, you are a coach. Your literal job is to coach the players what to do. What do you think you're there for? If you think, I just assume these players know what to do, especially as a special teams coordinator. You're not working with the best of the best. You're working with like the bottom, 15, 20 guys on the roster who are barely on the team. You're not working with like high-level players that have been playing, elite football. You are the one of all people who should be the one instilling things, who should be coaching, who should be things. To say as a special teams coordinator, I just assumed the players knew what they were doing. That was the most infuriating thing of all things he's done all season long. I would have walked in if I was Brian Callahan and fired him in the middle of that press conference. I'd be like, are you really saying this right now? You got to go. But then Brian Callahan is kind of the same way. He kind of does these same things where he'll say he first thing he said in his press conference post-game day was, I think there was a lot of good things in this game. And I understand coach speak. You got to positive spin things, but you can make mistakes as a coaching staff. You can make mistakes in coaching. It happens. Players can make mistakes. Anybody can make mistakes. What frustrates me more as a fan than anything is that type of stuff where you bury your head in the sand and act like, it was something else. Just something else happened. If, this X, Y, and Z happened, we did the right thing, just something else went wrong. That drives me insane. That's the thing that's driven me the craziest about Callahan and his coaching staff this season. I'm not to the point of firing them. Colt Anderson has to go. If he's here if he's not fired this offseason, then I'm just started the season. I'll tell you right away. If he's the special teams coordinator, started the 2025 season, will be full-blown campaign fire Brian Callahan. Because if Brian Callahan does not fire Colt Anderson after this season, he's got to go. He's too stupid. We spent too much time ranting about Vrabel's attachment to his coordinators, not getting rid of people who were clearly failures. That I don't have the patience for that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. If you can't see the forest for the trees and get rid of these guys who don't know what they're doing, it's gotta happen. Gotta go. So we'll see what happens in the offseason with these. I mean, there's a chance everything goes off the rails and ends up being worse. And I don't know how it gets worse than losing 10-6 at home to the Jaguars. But there's a chance things spiral and we do get to the point where we say, yeah, we got to fire Brian Callahan. This whole thing was a mistake. I do want the whole we should have never fired Vrabel narrative to go away. I feel like there's a lot of national media people who are like, the Titans are such idiots for firing Vrabel, who never watched the Titans game, just saw that one time he kind of snuck up on Bill Belichick with the weird special teams trick, who the one time we were got to the AFC Championship game and said, oh man, this Mike Vrabel must be a genius because of these things, and didn't watch week to week, didn't watch the whole package, and maybe missed what was actually happening here. The ones who see the games every single week, who maybe said, I like Vrabel, I'm a Vrabel guy, I can understand why he was fired. I can understand why we decided we needed to make a change. I would like him to get a job in the NFL now. For a long time I was rooting for him to take the Ohio State job just because I didn't want him to come back and haunt us, but one way or the other, at this point in time, I would prefer him to get an NFL job, go coach somewhere so we can just get this monkey off our back. Either he goes somewhere and he wins a Super Bowl and he's great and it's a second revival of the Patriots dynasty somewhere else, and the Titans can just we were idiots, we were stupid, we screwed this whole thing up, surprise, surprise. Or he goes somewhere, has a season and a half of decent football, maybe playing above their heads, and then the whole thing falls apart because he's such a bully and nobody can get along with him and all that other crap. One way or the other, I want that to be gone. I want that narrative of we should never fire Vrabel. I want that gone one way or the other, or solved one way or the other. So, going on 8 minutes on this rant now, so I'm going to wrap it up and just say, I think we just, as fans, myself included, obviously myself, this is my channel, so this is me talking for me, should have never expected anything from the season, and the only frustration and anger comes from the fact that
I let my expectations, other fans let their expectations get out of control, get too ahead of themselves. But I mean, today's game, this is one where I don't feel like this is a game where, like, chalk it up to, oh, we had too high expectations. This was the Jaguars with Mac frickin' Jones playing quarterback, where we smoked them in every statistical category, but just could not convert and make points happen on the board. That was what we were ready to say, that we just were a disaster when it came time to actually, like, make the plays you need to make in a game. This is a game that the Titans should have won, no matter what the expectations for the season were. That's the bottom line of that. But, like, the rest of the stuff, like, losing some of these other games, it's frustrating. It's, you never want your team to lose, but maybe we should have, like, remembered what the expectations for the season as a whole should have been. But today, no excuse. Terrible performance. Awful all across the board. Will Levis, this is the trickle-down effect of the coaches having tone-deaf statements. He said in the post-game press conference, for him, he said, I thought this was one of my cleanest games of the season. Bro, you didn't make a catastrophic error, but you threw for like 168 yards. And in the red zone, you couldn't make a single pass that we needed you to make. You can't say that. You can't say that after the game. Suck it up. Say, I didn't do enough to help my team win. Don't say, oh, this was one of my cleanest games of the season. It's Christmas. It's the season of forgiving. It's a season of spirit and good chill. Another home game next week. We'll be back at Nissan Stadium. The Tennessee Titans play host to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are having probably a more catastrophic season than us, just because I feel like the expectations for them should have been higher than what they were for the Titans this season, but they've been our boogeyman for the last 4 or 5 years, so I'm sure however much their struggles and frustrations have been for them this season, they'll come in and probably hang 50 points on us and make us look like idiots. So I'll be there. I think there's some special like Christmas festivities going around that game too that we'll document and have to add on the channel as well. But that'll be fun. Quick non-Titans related note. Nobody's asked me about this, but I just did want to address it anyway. Didn't do a whole lot with Taco Week on the channel this this year. I did the kind of kickoff party. Me and Justin went to a few other places, but I don't know, for whatever reason, Taco Week didn't hook me the way maybe it has in past years. It probably is my lower tier one of the 3 Nashville scene festive weeks that they put on for special Nashville foods. Hot chicken, burgers, head of that. Taco Week, just whatever reason, wasn't down for the whole loop around town, eat multiple tacos a day, try to get all the points, try to do all the documentation, everything like that. So if anybody was like wondering like, what's going on? Why aren't there more Nashville Taco Week videos? Just wasn't feeling it this year for whatever reason. Can't really put a finger on it about why, but just wasn't there. We did a couple off camera, and even Jess was like, are you not going to vlog this? And I was like, I'm not feeling it. So it is what it is. It's probably the Titans' fault. I'm going to blame the Titans. The Titans have just broken my spirit to the point where I don't want to vlog things that are not Titan related. So serenity now. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hopefully there's more cheer coming to the channel sometime soon. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your bagels.